The little bottle contains some sort of potion and bears a label saying, "Drink me." That's rather forward of it. Alexander searches the bottle for a clue about the potion inside, but remains unilluminated. The bottle only communicates via its label. Alexander decides to swallow the potion in the bottle labeled "Drink me" to see what happens. Suddenly, his vision fades to black. His lungs become too heavy to breathe. His heartbeat slows. Then beats no more. Suddenly, his heart takes a lurch, then beats strong. His chest heaves like that of a newborn. His vision clears, and Alexander feels fine.
Phew. For a minute there I thought, what if someone else had seen me and thought, "Sounds!"
Alexander already has a pretty good idea what that potion does, and he doesn't want to waste the rest of it. Alexander decides to pass through the gate, preparing the shield just in case. The magic arrow completely shatters the shield. Good thing the arrow didn't hit Alexander. The archer's bow is empty, his lone arrow spent. With the gardener gone, Alexander can see that the garden plot is hardly more than a fresh patch of dirt. There is no reason to bother the stone archer now. His arrow is gone. Alexander has enough trouble without digging around in the dirt for more.
Sorry about that arrow, friend.
The stone archer looks resigned and does not reply. Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked. The hedges have grown magically together to block the path north.
Open, I say!
The roses seem impervious to Alexander's commands. The hedge over the path is covered with thorns, and its vines are thick and strong. Alexander cannot part the hedge with his hands. Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges. The rose has a hue of the purest white. This rose feels unusually soft to Alexander. Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose hedges. The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together. He sees light. He's through.
Who dares enter Beast's garden?
My name is Alexander. I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No. And yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
You must be a prince, then. I know the nature of princes all too well. This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it. I too was once a pretty prince, caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rankled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped in shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Surely there is a way off this island.
Oh, surely. You broke in, did you not? And yet think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in lo these many years. That is, except for the druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
If there's any way I can help.
Help? You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life. By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave, a slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity left.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. Oh, the sorceress left me a way out. But I'm afraid it was only her final bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Casima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you. I personally would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left. If perchance you should... if you think you have found a maid...
I shall give her this ring.
Yes, she must accept it of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
The path ends here at a small clearing. A gushing fountain dominates the clearing, and an iron gate leads off into a maze of hedges. In the distance, a castle stands out majestically against the sky. A fountain in the middle of the clearing bubbles with fresh, glittering water. An iron gate leads to a maze of hedges. The hedge continues back towards the castle and forms what appears to be a maze. Beast's castle seems forlorn and far from any human warmth. The fountain water is cool and clear. The gate has been firmly shut and latched. Beast doesn't seem to welcome Alexander's company right now. The maze of hedges seems to be a final obstacle protecting Beast's privacy. Having seen the result of his other violations, Alexander has no desire to test the maze. Alexander can't reach the castle from here. Besides, he wasn't invited inside the gate. The fountain gurgles thoughtlessly. There's no one in the hedge maze to answer Alexander. Alexander's voice only gets lost in the hedge maze and never reaches the castle.